All right, howdy, Massive UX viewers. I'm happy to bring you a new segment of Massive UX where we're going to be covering a very cool store all about socks, dog socks, with dog design specific. So I found this post for request for a review on Reddit, and I responded a few days ago, so I'm ready to create the review now. I'm choosing it for a couple reasons. One, I like what they're doing, I like the designs, and they're also in Dallas, which is where I am, so I thought that was really cool. A few people have left some comments already, so that's given me some more information to go off of. So interesting, good, good, that's nice. Okay, so I think that's going to help influence what we talk about today. So this time I'm going to do a few things a little bit different. One, I have an outline. Two, I'm going to go through the website, but I'm also going to talk about ads just briefly. So this is the outline of what this show will be about, of what it will cover. So first we'll talk about navigation, we'll talk about home and positioning, talk about the about page and social proof, footer stuff, miscellaneous things, and advertising. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at the website. So here's BarxSox.com. And they have these really cool dog sock designs. So you can see that they have some that are based on dog types or dog breeds, and then just a few others. So I'm not the biggest dog person, so I don't know a whole lot about breeds and all that kind of stuff, but that shouldn't matter because I'm all about e-commerce and web. So let's just jump into it and see what we can learn together. So let's talk about the navigation starting off. So I think I already mentioned I really like this store. I like the products. I think it's really cool. I think you have a really good opportunity because in this industry because there's a few reasons. One, pets and dogs are really popular, and it's a good market to sell into. And also, custom and specialty apparel is also really big right now. Socks are as well. Uh, you mentioned a few sock brands, Foot Cardigan, Pup Socks, Socksmith. There's a lot of sock companies out there doing fancy socks, and people like fancy socks these days. So, so let's get going. So, a few of my notes about navigation, structure, and design. So I do like your cutesy logo with the puppy with the sock in his mouth and the text. What I don't really like about this one that you're using in the navigation is that you're replacing the O with the pup icon, which I know you see a lot of times, but it's not the most professional way to use your logo. And also, it's just so small that you can't really see the puppy and what's going on. Like you can tell, like, hey, that's probably an animal, and it has like a weird red black tongue sticking out, but that's not actually what it is. What I would do is just have the pup icon, so it's a lot larger, and you can actually see what's going on, and then BarxSox right off to the other side. Um, so just a horizontal stack of this logo. BarxSox is a little hard to doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but that's what you're doing right now. I think that's fine. I don't know what would be better or what's available even as far as domains like pup socks or something else. Could just be me and how I say barks socks. Um, but continue on. So my thoughts on links in your navigation setup. Um, One, I would get rid of search. I'm going to say that everywhere that I see search, just get rid of search because your site isn't large enough or deep enough to really warrant that. So that'll just clean up some space. Uh, Two, your alert notification bar doesn't really stick out in black. So if you're trying to promote something, it really needs to actually pop a little bit better. Oops. And also, it's better to, I mean, this is okay doing free standard shipping on all orders in the US. That's okay. But you really want to use the alert bar for something that's that requires action and is time bound. So maybe you're offering bundles in the month of August, or you're um, offering a discount or something else. But that's what alert bars and notifications are really for. So for your navigation setup, what I would probably do, you have socks, view all, first edition, second edition, sale, blog, search, cart. You can leave back the cart here. If you had, so I've seen there's been some research on for carts using a bag versus a shopping cart, and typically shopping carts actually perform better. So if you have that option to swap that to a shopping cart, that would just be my suggestion. I don't know if they offer any other way besides these parentheses around a zero. That just seems odd with the parentheses. So if they have another way where it's just the number, or it's got like the little red alert widget or alert circle with a number in it, I think that would be better. Um, I think what I would probably do here is just call this sock designs, so it's really clear, and just send it straight to the view all um, page, collection page, and change this view all. I would just say sock designs or something like that. Socks. Um, the first edition and second edition, I know what you're going for, and it looks like you have all of your first editions on sale, but it to other people, to your normal visitor, it doesn't really mean much as far as first edition, second edition, unless there's some sort of time bound or what do they call it in fashion? Collect like you're releasing a yearly a collection, or a fall collection, or spring collection. So I wouldn't even do these collections for first edition and second edition. I might would do, like, if you end up getting into collections that are smaller than your entire catalog, then maybe it would be like uh, breed collections, your breed collection, where you have one that's like you have just your socks that are Corgi socks and German Shepherd socks, kind of like what you had on the homepage. You have those little blocks, and then your other collection is like pups in play or something. It's like pups jumping off of diving boards and riding bikes and things like that. So I think you only need one view for all of your products, because you don't have enough designs to warrant splitting that up right now. Um, Along with that, I would like to see more designs. I'm sure that's not exactly an easy thing to just spin up right away, but I would like to see more designs, because when it comes to something like socks, or any kind of apparel, really, shirts, glasses, phone cases, people are looking for the design that speaks to them. And so if you only have, let's say you only had four, if I saw these four and none of them really spoke to me immediately, then I would bounce and I'd be out of your website immediately. So that's the hard part about apparel and anything that has specific design taste for the end user. For your, I kind of jumped around a little bit, but while we're here on your index collection page, since you don't have that many reviews yet, hide the reviews on each of these product grids, um, just at least until you have more reviews. You can work on that. You can work to get more reviews from people who are buying from you, or friends and family. Don't fake it, but you can work to get more reviews, and that would be helpful. Um, okay, so that looks fine. Okay, let's go back to the homepage. So, oh yeah, so sale. I would actually not discount any of your socks right now. I mentioned you looked like you were discounting all of your first edition socks, but your catalog really isn't large enough to really warrant a reason to discount. And the discount is so slight, I don't think it's really going to provide as much value, or convincing people to convert and buy something. So I would just not, I would drop the sale for now. If you want to do something where you can possibly offer that kind of sale, then you can get into something more like, which I had a few thoughts down here. You could do things like bundles, so like buy two, get 20% off or something like that. That's going to be more effective than trying to have a sale on your 8 designs. So consider that. Okay, let's go back to this. Let's just take what? Let's see, logo, links, no sale. I'd like to see a page that's just testimonials. So just people with the star reviews. You can pull those out, create a custom page for that. People that are saying stuff on Instagram, people that are saying stuff on press. You have press in magazines, and that's awesome, and websites. So that's stuff that you can pull out into its own page. Photos with those would be perfect. Like if you have photos of people on Instagram, they post it, they say, "Hey, I got my socks. They look freaking awesome. Here's me. I'm wearing them with my dog Fluffers." That kind of stuff is what people really love to see. So if you can make a testimonials page, that would be perfect. So navigation, there we go. So let's talk about home, because this is really where most people are going to end up landing immediately. And so this is really how you want to structure your home page. We have our hero, which is the section that people see when they first land on your site. Then we want to have like a features benefits section. Then we want to show some of our product. Then we need to have our testimonials, our social proof, or press. And I'm adding an exclamation point around press because you actually have press, which most people don't. So that's awesome. And then something more from you, like blog or Instagram. So I really like your photography across the board is amazing. Like most people don't have this amazing photography like you do. So this is great. Um, so I love what you have going on here. I'd like to see, I think this is actually a pretty good photo and kind of like gets the idea across quickly. What it doesn't really tell you just by a quick glance is that these are socks. So the only way that I actually know that these are socks is if I read the word socks over here, which is not spelled like socks, or over here, or I just already know. So consider that. Like the other photos that you have, it's really clear. Like, oh, these are all about these socks, aren't they? Okay, so you're selling socks. Um, you could also do like multiple images fading in and out, or video. Video background is a really good way to quickly demonstrate your product, and people will just get it in 1 second. You have less than 10 seconds to capture your customer's attention. So that's another reason why like something like a video is good, because it can you can show multiple cuts really quickly, like 4 second cuts of somebody walking, somebody putting on socks, somebody playing with their puppy, and have not only different interesting views of showing off your product, but also showing multiple styles and really helping catch somebody's attention. Center this, if you're going to put, you need like a unique selling position and a call to action button, but you either want them on the left hand side or centered. So this is not very useful on the right. It's kind of lost, but also I would make it centered and make it a little bit larger. Summer of dog socks, I think that's okay. Um, you're also going to do better if you can have like one big headline and then like a smaller subtitle and then your CTA. So I would probably do something else like Summer of Dog Socks. That's okay. Um, this is one of my old stores. I'll just show it as an example. So you have an image, you have your big tagline, I wear for your digital life, and then a short one, which is a little bit more descriptive of like what the product does. Block out harmful light, shop the collection. So that's the CTA. So I think you could do something like that. and just talk and that something more compelling. And instead of shop now is okay, but maybe say like see our, find the sock for you, see our socks, see our collection, or see view our design, something like that that speaks more into like what you're sending them to go look at. After that, what I would probably do is I mentioned features or benefits. I'd probably have like a darker banner right here, and then maybe like a 3 column with like a little illustrative icon, and then a little bit of text underneath it where you can kind of explain just something special about your product. So you could say like, one, it's made in the USA. Two, it's uh, polyester urethane material that doesn't get bent out, warped out of shape. And three, your pup will love it as much as you do. Just something like that, like a little bit of humor. Your brand has some humor in it. That's really cool. Um, After that, I would do testimonial, social, okay, product. So this is kind of doing that. I like these pictures and I like how you're connecting them with like pug socks, and you got a pug and Frenchy socks and husky socks. Um, but these are actually sending me straight to a product. So what it makes me think right now is like pug socks. Oh, I can go look at all the pug socks that you have. Like you have multiple, but you don't. You only have one. So somehow I would rectify that. I might would have just like a 3 column or two column or 3 column of like your actual socks, a sock view like this, like an image like this, where they're just laid out socks. And then I would probably have like, I do like these a lot. So I think you can still work this concept in somehow. Um, Testimonial, social proof, and press. Put some testimonials from like real people saying like, hey, this is what I really like about these socks. I got this pair. If you have a photo of it, that's awesome. Headshot is good to have as well. I would pull these as seen in up, and then if you can pull out do a pull quote from these articles as well, that would be awesome. So you could actually make these use like a testimonial section for that. Like I know most Shopify themes have like a testimonial widget. So if you could do that and you have Plano magazine and then you come in here, like this is awesome. Like look at these pictures. This is great. This is to be on your about page. And then you come in here and you find something that's just like really perfect for, I don't know. That's one of y'all saying that, I'm sure. But find something that they say that's interesting and speaks to your brand, and pull that into your homepage. Um, Testimonials, yeah. So and then at the bottom, this is at the bottom after you do your testimonials or social proof. That's where you pull in other things about your site, and you do this because you're sending the customer on a journey. So you're coming in here, you're capturing their attention, you're telling them a little bit about something, and then you're allowing them to continue their journey either from the hero, to dive deeper into your collection to see, hey, and it's kind of like what I said. For apparel, they're going to look and see like, hey, is there a design that speaks to me? If not, I'm probably going to bounce. Or they can come down and start to learn a little bit more about your business and your brand and who you are and what people are saying. So the bottom, this is where you can pull in some blog articles. So like maybe 3 across, like a 3 column grid for that. Or I think you should really pull in an Instagram widget. So I know a lot of themes offer some sort of Instagram widget like this. Like this would be perfect for you because your brand is very visual and your Instagram is really nice. Um, I'm not going to talk about this too much, but you have amazing photography. You have 3,500 followers. That's good too. Um, so that's what I really want to see on the homepage. I'm not really sure what this is all about. Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really add any value. I might would just drop that. Um, Indifferent right now. Okay, so let's jump over to the About page. I mean, there's not really much I need to say about this page. I just made a few notes. So, like, things I want to know is like, who are the people? Tell me more about the product designs and creations. Like, how did you come up with this? Why did you choose dogs? That sort of thing. For the footer, what I really want to see is just cleaning this up a little bit. It's very cramped. Everything is cramped on this site. I mentioned that under here. Like, we just need more space and breathing room. Like, there's no, like, the titles are all bumped up against here. There's no breathing room around these sections. I don't think you probably don't need a newsletter, but maybe you might be able to at this point. I'm not sure. But a more effective way, like this doesn't even say it's a newsletter, it just says enter your email, sign up. A more effective way would be having a full width uh, block section that says like, hey, follow our newsletter, and then add like, follow our newsletter, and then add some text like, uh, we occasionally send cool updates, special deals, and pup photos. Um, if you like to follow, blah blah blah, and then add the email address, email form below that, and have it all centered. And you could have that globally at the bottom of every page, but pull it out of here. I I want I wonder if adding like Instagram in your top bar would be useful or not. I'm not sure, but I want your Instagram specifically to be more prominent than it currently is. Let me look at your Twitter. I can't remember if I looked at this. 700 followers, okay. I think your primary social networks that are going to be valuable to you are Facebook and Twitter. Um, I mean, Facebook and Instagram. Twitter is always hard when it comes to e-commerce and sales, especially something like this. But definitely, you want like if these could be bigger and centered, and even put the text with them or something, I think that would help people jump over there. Let's see. So this is fine. I know I mentioned like for the footer, like getting rid of sale, getting rid of search. You could clean up some of this stuff. All of your legal things, I haven't read through them. Just make sure that they're all accurate. An FAQ would be good to have. You could have that in the top bar actually, and that way you could talk about shipping methods and expectations, product. Um, what was I thinking? Shipping, maybe cost, returns, materials. You know, if you've had any questions that you get from customers consistently, it's probably something that needs to go to the FAQ. Otherwise, try to come up with thoughts of what people want to know, and then preemptively create that FAQ so that they don't have to contact you about it, or you can answer their questions before they even consider contacting you. And check out other people's websites to get ideas of what they put. Keep it short though. Keep it as short as possible. 7 to 10 is like the max that I would say that you should do for a FAQ. Okay, so in general, want to see more designs, like the idea of more people. Oh, I want to see more people faces. So you have a lot of great photography, but they're all clipped at the feet. And while this product is about the feet, I mean, is worn on the foot, it's about the person. And so it's gonna speak more to people whenever they see human faces and humans wearing your products. Dogs too. I mean, people love dogs. Just having humans and having faces speaks to us emotionally. Animals too. So both are good to have. So that covers that. So before I jump into ads, a few ideas. Oh, you know what I didn't talk about? Product pages. Let's go look at product page. So this is kind of your general generic Shopify product page. It kind of has the same problems that I mentioned elsewhere. It's like you just need some more spacing, especially up here. Give it some room to breathe. Get rid of these numbers, which is your SKU number. You don't need that. People don't need to know that. You have a price, show everyone how much of a baller you are. These German shivered. Okay, that's whatever. You could probably put a little bit more. Like, tell me, like, write something interesting, really interesting, um, and funny. Like, this is kind of funny. And then add a few more items like bullet points. Like, what's the material that this is made out of? Sizing. Okay, so you do. Okay, well, there we go. That answers my questions. Material, color details, size guide. Okay, add to cart, quantity. Okay. Um, you could probably this add to cart button doesn't really stick out. I would probably just say get rid of these social links. They don't add much, and they actually are not very effective. People, 99.9% of visitors will never click these, and so they're just in the way, and they're just causing a distraction. So I would get rid of those if you can. I'd probably make this add to cart button full width, and probably a different color as well. I'd probably go with your blue that you're using. Let's see if I can inspect this really quick. Background color, eyedropper. Can I get that? Boom. Let's grab that. Let's change this border color to that as well. That's already better. Let's do width 100%. Let's give it some more padding. That's pretty big, but better. Border radius. People find buttons with the radii a little bit friendlier. So that's something to consider. Social sharing while we're here, let's do display none. Everything needs more spacing, like I said. You know what, while we're here, let's do this too. I do want to see these star ratings, but because you don't have any reviews yet, I would just turn them off until you can show that you have some ratings on them. Like get at least like 3 to 5 minimum for each sock. Let's see. Okay, so that's already better. I would still do some more spacing work. Like I think, let's see, the info block. I think this really needs some more margin or to be displayed some other way, just to bump it away from that add to cart and give that add to cart more emphasis. Like that's where it's getting lost. So like maybe this needs to go down to another section that breaks down here or something like that. This is fine. People like that. Let's see. Okay. And then you have other socks. Make this go full width. So like turn on 4 column grid. That would be better than just seeing 3 in this. Like that's what's kind of throwing me off is this awkward. Like we have two blocks here, and then we have this weird block over here, and then it's empty over here, and then we have a centered title, and then this block is like left aligned over here, so it's kind of like jarring back and forth. Customer reviews. So see what you can do about that layout stuff. Let's go take a look at one with reviews, just so we can. 1 review, 5 reviews. Let's look at the Gray Bandits, corgis. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Like these corgis steal your heart. Flagship socks, get rid of that. Yep. Okay. See, this is awesome. I love it. These are awesome. Cool. So that's my simple recommendations for the product page. I love this. Like this is perfect. When you have you have product photos, and then you have lifestyle photos. That's awesome. Okay, so quickly let's touch on some ideas like for how you can generate involvement with your customers or your fans on Instagram or Facebook or on your site. You could do contests, you could do giveaways, you could do discounts, you could do hashtag things, you could do bundles. So if somebody you can do like upsell bundle deals where if somebody adds a product, then they can get a discount. You could do shares, you could do something like like post a photo of you with your socks and your pup, or a pup at the park. These are just ideas off the top of my head, um, but they could be useful. Uh, so let's talk about ads. So you mentioned your sales are low. You've kind of been posting occasionally. You don't have to post every day. I don't know where you said that to like on Instagram. You can. I would definitely have like a backlog of Instagram posts ready to go. Just like create 20, 30, 50 that are just ready to go. You can start recycling them as well. Let's see, these multiple photos. Definitely make sure to connect your Facebook to your Shopify store. Let me see if I can jump into this really quick so that you can promote your product on Facebook and Instagram. Maybe you did. Let's check this. Okay, I think you did that. So on your Instagram shots, you should be tagging that product. I don't think you are. Okay, so let me jump over here, Instagram. Let me show you what I mean. If it'll ever load. Okay, let's see. I know I did it on some of these. Where does it show? Okay, I know I did it. Maybe it's only on mobile. Anyways, if you check out like people that tag products, maybe it's just on mobile, it'll have like a little thing where you can click it and you can actually buy it through Instagram or through Facebook. Kind of like this. Okay, check out our website. Anyways, you're just creating a link. So, okay, so I mentioned, yeah, okay. So let's jump over to and talk about Facebook and ads a little bit. So you mentioned sales, are slow, and you're trying to grow traffic. Organic traffic is going to be really difficult, and you're going to have to really find like what are those keywords that you need to be working on? What are people searching for? What are my people? What are my demographics and how and I don't know that people might search for socks and like they want to buy socks, or they might search like designer socks and they can find patterny socks or pattern socks, right? But in your case, I don't think people are going to say dog socks, the original pup socks. I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong. Those are probably for dogs, aren't they? I did a little bit of analysis on your domain and your organic traffic and whatnot, but nothing really definitive shows up. Like even whenever I look at like German Shepherd men's socks, stuff like that, volume is incredibly low. So it's not really that valuable. Gray Bandit, I'm guessing that's a brand. Um, but what is going to be most valuable for you for finding customers and selling is advertising. And you mentioned having some difficulty with that. You mentioned some of these types of competitors. So let's take a look at how Facebook ads work and how you can find the right audience. So I'm logged into my business manager account. And so I went over here, there's a lot of stuff to Facebook ads. But I just went over to audience insights and started building creating an audience for what I think would work for this type of product. So first thing I put is just all United States. So I'm just sticking to that. Other ones that people say work a lot are Canada. That's not how you spell Canada. Canada, Australia. I know I'm spelling this wrong. Australia, the country, and then the United Kingdom. These are typically like the top ones that e-commerce brands go for. So you could try that, or you could just peel it back to just the United States for now. You could even target niche down, like if you do some more research and you find that people in Texas are really going for it, like especially since you have a lot of press in Texas, like maybe you just focus on Texas right now. The smaller your audience size gets, the more costly it's going to end up being. But looks so right now I'm filtered down to 10 to 15 million people. That's still a lot. If you can get it down to 1 million to 2 million, that might be better starting off as you learn. So I'm just in the United States. Age range, I'm saying 18 to 35. I'm saying men because it seems like you're selling basically just men's socks. And then we get to interest. So this is where we really start cutting the fat. So we want to find people that are interested in dogs. And then we also want to find people that are interested in socks. So we could do something like dogs and we could say socks, and I don't even know what all the, let's see, socks appeal, odd socks, artisan socks, loose socks. I don't know what that means. Socks appeal? Or is that apparel? I wonder if I can do apparel. Apparel. But then you can also, so I don't know if I can find socks or something else like this. Shopping and fashion, clothing, men's clothing, I could do that. Some people that are distinctly interested in men's clothing, so that helps. Let's see, that's as deep as it goes. Fashion accessories? No. Okay, so I'll just leave it there. Dogs and men's clothing. So this is where knowing your competitors can be really helpful. You start learning from them, and you can start also creating what's called lookalike audiences. So let's see, organic traffic, build Facebook ads, video. Okay, so ads. When it comes to ads, videos work best. Niche down to target audiences. Use a lookalike audience. Find comparable brands. So whenever I go over to like Foot Cardigan, that's more of a general sock store and shoes, I guess. Pup Socks. Oh, that's that site that I saw whenever I was searching. Or Socksmith. I can learn some stuff from them. So I went ahead and popped open. That's your site. Okay, so let's pop open Socksmith really quick. And let's also pop open BarxSox. If I can find their Facebook. Oh, there it is. Look how tiny that is. Here's a competitor. Oh, they are doing puppy dog design socks. Perfect. So we can see they have 88,000 followers. We can look at their posts. We can learn what kind of posts they're doing, what kind of photos they're putting, videos, that kind of stuff. But what's really valuable here is page transparency. So we can see, page created July 13th, 2017. Facebook is showing this. Yeah. Let's hit see more. We get a little bit more info. And then this is what we want to see right here. Ads from this page. This page is currently running ads. Awesome. Go to ad library. Let's see what their ads look like. And this tells us the exact ads that this brand is running at the moment. So they have all these running. We can see, we can see what they're doing. So it looks like it's just changing the designs on these pics. Why are they the same? They might be sending them to different audience types, multiple versions of this ad, in which you can learn some stuff about what they're currently doing and maybe get an idea of what's working and what's not. What you can also do, so since this is basically like a direct competitor and you would like to sell to the same type of customer, a customer that would buy from BarxSox would probably buy from you. So let's go to our audience builder. Okay, after a quick cut, because I was confusing myself with these Facebook ads, I'm back into it and I know what I was doing wrong. So what I was looking for was how do I correlate and create this audience based on interests like dogs and men's clothing or men's apparel, and then other brands. And I was confusing myself because I was looking for like sock pups or whatever it was that other brand was, and I couldn't find it. And so I started like searching off inside of all these other Facebook deals and getting lost and making a mess of things. And that's when I remembered not everything will show up as far as other businesses in this interest field because they're not large enough. So whatever that other pup socks one was, it's just not large enough to show up here. What is large enough are other sock companies. Is Bonobos all socks? Or just men's clothing? I mean, that might work. So I could do that. I could do Bonobos, and there it is. Bonobos apparel. I could do, what was the other one? Foot Locker. I could do that. And so now you can see it's pulling that data in. It's calculating with that data. So let's take a look at this. So these are other ideas, top categories, champ sports. Okay, strange. Some of it seems strange. Location, people that like these things. Cool. So that's how you can start building your target audience. I could probably find better options than Bonobos and Foot Locker. What were the other ones that you mentioned? Go Pup Socks, Foot Cardigan, Socksmith. I guess I can look for that. Let's see if that one is there. Sock Smith. No. Sock. What? Okay. What's like the biggest men's designer socks? Bombas. That's what I was thinking, not Bonobos. See, even there, I'm screwing stuff up. Bombas. Okay. Bombas. There. That's what I really want. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so anyways, this is how you can start building your niche target audience. So this is what I want you to do is start creating a custom audience, and then creating some ads. There's a lot of other people that are honestly tons better at this kind of stuff than I am. I'm not really a pro on ads or the marketing side. My expertise is in design, web, e-commerce, user experience. So you can find plenty of other content out there about how to create these ads and audiences. So that's what I would recommend. In the meantime, I hope this review helps you out with your website. I like what you're doing. Continue on, and I'll be following along. Can't wait to see what else you do. Don't forget, if you like what you see here, subscribe to my channel. Check out our other videos. Give me a like. Leave a comment with questions. Share it with a friend. Just do any of those cool social media things that you like to do. For now, signing off. Adios.